We are almost there. The four of them sat up quickly, and then Sophie stood, shielding her eyes from the sun.
I wonder if we'll get the answers we are looking for when we get there.
I stood up and walked to her. I could tell she was nervous and excited at the same time. I put my arm around her shoulder and squeezed her tight. We don't have to do this if you don't want to. She paused for a moment and then shook her head.
No, I'm going to do it. If I have the chance to, I have to find out.
The two of us stood on the deck of the boat, getting ever closer to the small island appearing in the distance. I was very careful not to show my doubt as well. We'd all just nearly gotten ourselves killed in the most grotesque ways, trying to dive into the past of an unknown creature. While I knew I didn't have to worry about Sophie herself, my experience had taught me that the past seems to come with demons that are deeply hidden for some. Chapter 1. Tyler Canlin moved slowly through the narrow corridor. He wanted to run, but the grinding pain in every muscle and joint kept him from doing so. He needed more. That was the only way to make the pain better. It was the only way to make the memories slow from tormenting him every waking second. There was only one way to get more, and it was beyond the door at the end of the hallway. Each movement sent a white-hot flash of pain searing through his nervous system and straight to his brain. Every pain came with a memory of the horrors of his childhood. He relived it with every moment. Images of being left alone for days at a time without food, without water, and threatened with physical harm if he were to leave the condemned shack he lived in swirled in his mind. The threats had been backed up whenever he'd gotten hungry enough to dare to leave in search of food and was caught, which was often. He'd chosen to alleviate the pain in his stomach from hunger many times, because at least the pain from the physical abuse was temporary. Hunger was constant. The images in his mind were so vivid at times, they convinced him he was actually back in that time in his life. That was what motivated him to make his way down the hallway now. Just like the hunger had been, the need to dampen the memories was more powerful than any fear of retribution that may come from disturbing the monster behind the door. Finally, he took his last agonizing step and reached the door. He barely had the strength to raise his arm and tap on the door. He hoped he could get his vocal cords to work when he needed them. Nothing happened, and he had to tap again. Still, there was no answer from the monster on the other side of the door. Finally, after reliving one particularly bad instance of being caught trying to feed himself, Tyler made his hand find the doorknob. It took every ounce of strength to turn the knob. Thankfully, the door swung open easily, and he found himself staring at the back of the monster. The dark blood red of the beast's head hurt his eyes, and the faded puke green of his body made Tyler's stomach churn just as it had when he was young. He felt his jawbone scrape at the joint as he opened his mouth and got the words out that he needed to say. "Please, more." Instant, deep laughter from the beast met his request, who didn't bother to turn around. Tyler's vision grew worse by the moment, and he would do anything at that point to get rid of the torturous memories. "Please, more." The beast's laughter ceased instantly, and anger filled the air. Tyler instantly felt the fear of the moment before his childhood punishments. He stood, gathering his strength to ask again. Before he could do so, the beast slowly began to turn. Soon, he faced Tyler, but the monster's gaze remained focused down on the floor. "So," the beast hissed, "you want more?" "Yes," Tyler whispered, averting his eyes. The monstrous hiss turned to a scream. "What makes you so special that you deserve more?" Nothing, Fear made Tyler's voice.
To keep listening to this audiobook, I've left you a link in the description so you can do it, at no cost thanks to Audible's 30-day free trial.